Assalamu alaikum. My name is Moaz. I'm the co-founder of OdooDashboards. Whether you've signed up for our demo, set up a trial, or have purchased Odoo Dashboards, I'm going to show you how you can utilize it from day zero. So just going over all the basics and just being comfortable with the different tools that we have made available. I will show you the entire pipeline of building dashboards and utilizing all of our features. So I'm going to go over and show you what it looks like after you install it. So after you install Odoo Dashboards, you're going to have this configuration menu. So I have a bunch of dashboards in my system. That's why you see all these dashboards up here, but it's going to be empty for you. In the configuration section, you will find the dashboard library, the dashboard builder, and the dataset builder. And then here, something really important is the activate API key section. So once you've installed Odoo Dashboard, so just make sure to paste in your API key. Furthermore, now let's go about actually building our first dashboard. So the principle is in Odoo Dashboards is the first step is to build a dataset. Now what a dataset is, it is actually a combination of different fields from a specific model, right? So for instance, if I want to do some sort of sales analysis, I would build a sales order dataset with amount, customer, and so on and so forth. If I wanted to build for, say, an inventory dashboard, I would probably go into stock moves, right? So let's build our first dataset. So I will click on new dataset and I will search for a model. So for instance, I would search for the sales order model. And let me call this SO demo July. And let me go ahead and create. So after creating a dataset, I can see on the left, I have this selection of fields that are available on the sales order model. And then I can see that some fields are grayed out. That's because we wanted to show that these fields do exist when you search them up. But in Odoo, not all fields are stored. So some of these are computed fields, and we're not able to sort of have them in the dataset. And then we have many to one, integer, date, time, monetary, all those fields, and you're able to sort of search for them. And then this section, it shows you what columns exist in your dataset. So when you create a new dataset, the ID field is automatically added to the dataset. And here we can see a sample section of the rows in our dataset, and we can see that we have 24 sales orders or rows in the dataset because the dataset is made through sales orders. So the number of rows in our dataset corresponds to the number of sales orders. And then every field in Odoo has a technical name, and then we can give it an alias of how we are going to refer to that field in the context of Odoo Dashboards. So let's go ahead and add some fields. So I can look up the order date. So we can see the types in this column. And then I can look up the amount. I can look up state. And what I can also do is look up customer. And this is a many-to-one reference. So I can go into customer, and then I can grab the name of the customer. So let me click on insert. And let me save all changes. So now I can see that in my dataset, I have the date, amount, state, and the customer name. If I wanted to, for instance, so now the customer name is called partner ID name, but this might be confusing if we have multiple fields. So I could rename this to customer name and then just press this button. And now it's referenced as customer name. So the technical name is still partner ID dot name because we're going into the partner table and getting that information. But then in our context, we're just calling it customer name. So once we have created a data set, the next step is to build a dashboard on top of that data set. Now, bear in mind that this data set can be reused across multiple dashboards in building multiple things. So that's pretty neat. So you just need to build a data set for each model that you're analyzing, and then you can use that across different dashboards. So now the next step is the dashboard builder. So here I can create a new dashboard and call it demo dashboard 20 July. And I click on create dashboard. Now this creates an empty dashboard for us. So here we have to just remember a few things. So we can create our first item, and then anytime we want to look at the dashboard, we can click on view dashboard. So let me create a simple tile. So for instance, let me get the total SOs, right? So if I want to see how many sales orders I have, so I will just give it that name. And then here I can try to find the data set that we just made. So I've selected the data set that we made, And then what I can do is, I'm not going to go deep into all the different features that we have. That's something for a separate video. But then here I can just count the number of sales orders, right? Similarly, if I wanted to create different elements, so for instance, I want to create an area chart, and then I can say that in the dimension, I want date. In the measure, I want the amount untext. And then what I want to do is I want to look at that on a daily level, right? So that will just give me daily sales. Yeah. And then we have filters and all those other configurations. We can go very deep into them. And especially with respect to our table, we have a lot of different configuration options to go over. But the purpose of this demo is just to give you an overview of how to set it up and how to get going. And then if you want to skip building data sets and building dashboards, you can just navigate to our dashboard library where we're adding dashboards every week. So we have dashboards across finance, inventory, purchase, receivables, sales, and these are all very well built out. So like 13 visualizations for customer insights, 20 visualizations for finance, right? So how this works is, for instance, I wanted to build this customer insights dashboard. What I could do is I could click on add all, and that's going to add all those 13 visualizations to a new dashboard, right? But let's say I wanted to pick and choose and see what visualizations exist in customer insights. So I can click on choose visualizations. And then here I can see I have 11 tiles like total sales, last sale date, total receipts. I can click on them to view the underlying visualization. And so for instance, I say I want to have this ledger, I want to have this monthly sales trend, and I want to get some of these tiles. And then I can either add these to a new dashboard or add them to an existing dashboard. So let's say we create a new dashboard called Customer Insights Demo July. And then I can click on Add Selected. Now what that does is that builds a new dashboard for me just by selecting. And then what it does is creates their data sets, creates these visualizations, and then it's ready to go. So Odoo dashboards can be really powerful through both the library features and creating your own visualizations. And in coming videos, we will show you how to create more and more complex scenarios. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at sales@OdooDashboards.com or moz@OdooDashboards.com. Thank you.